Hi everyone, peace be upon you guys. Welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's 3. I just beat Night 6, and I'm going to show you how I did it. This is going to be my how-to video on how to beat Five Nights at Freddy's 3. I will give you a bunch of tips, and it should make the job a lot easier for you guys. So without further ado, let's get going.
Hello. This is just to inform all employees that due to budget restrictions, the previously mentioned safe rooms are being sealed at most locations, including this one. Work crews will be here most of the day today, constructing a false wall over the old door face. Nothing is being taken out beforehand, so if you left anything inside, then it's your own fault. Management also requests that this room not be mentioned to family, friends, or insurance representatives. Thanks again, and remember to smile. You are the face of Freddy Fazbear's pizza.
Okay, so the first tip I want to give you guys is Spring Bonnie hides well on camera. Now you guys might already know there, like, what kind of tip is that? The thing is, you have to be able to acknowledge it. The problem is that a lot of people that first start playing this game will start flipping different rooms on the camera to see where he is, and that will actually set your camera offline. You do not want your camera offline, and you do not waste any time trying to reboot it, right? If you cannot find him, after switching the camera a few times, then just stop looking for him. The audio cues are very important, right? So don't spend all your time trying to find him on camera. He's very good at hiding. He hides in corners of rooms. Sometimes he's lying down. He blends in really, really well with the background. You can't even tell he's there. So that's my first tip. Don't look for him too much. Look for him, try to find him, just don't do it too much. You'll set your camera offline. Tip number 2. If you do find him, then try not to lose sight of him. Because while he's there, you can use the audio to throw him off, make him avoid coming to you sooner than he usually does. So that's what you want to do. Just try not to lose sight of him. If you do, don't worry too much about it. Tip number 3. If you do end up losing sight of him, listen for banging in the vents or suspense music to have an idea of where to look. What I mean by that is, if you hear banging in the vents, you can automatically assume he is in the vents. So you switch your camera and you start looking in the vents to see where he went. If the suspense music starts playing, and you can hear the suspense music, if you start hearing this suspense music, then you know you have to look on the cameras that are actually closer to you, because he's actually getting close. That's what the suspense music symbolizes, is that he's getting close to you. So that's the third tip. Have an idea of where to look. Tip number 4. Keep your ventilation on at all times. It is a priority over any other system. And I might be like, wait, why? Why is that important? Well, if you remember in the first recording, or the first message that guy left you, he said, try not to leave your ventilation offline. And there's a good reason why. When you leave your ventilation offline, the screen fades in, and I think this might be a symbol or a symbolism as to maybe he's dozing off or something. I don't know what that means. If that happens to you too much, Spring Bonnie will get to you very, very quickly. He can jump multiple rooms and be outside your room after you doze off twice. So you want to keep your ventilation going whenever the error occurs. It's a priority over any other system. If all 3 are offline, you can reboot them all, but honestly, I would just do the vent first and then focus on one of the other 2. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So tip number 4, keep your ventilation on at all times. It is a priority. Tip number 5, avoid hallucinations. I know this one's kind of obvious, but avoiding hallucinations is really, really important. Because anytime a hallucination attacks you, it sends either your ventilation system or your cameras offline. You do not want that. Actually, I will tell you guys how to avoid most of the animatronics. Make sure you don't see Chica on the screen in one of the rooms. He will appear on TV. Just switch as soon as you see him there, and then you won't encounter him. With Balloon Boy, you can obviously see his face on the camera, so you can just avoid it that way. Now, with Mangle, you have to be really, really quick with both Mangle and Puppet. They appear on camera for just a split second and you have to switch immediately. If you don't do this, they will get you. Foxy, I don't know. I don't know how to avoid Foxy. I don't have a clue how to avoid Foxy. I think it has something to do with the camera. Number 5, I think it is. If you look too long in that room, he'll appear in your room, so you don't want that. I think that's how it works. I'm not sure about Foxy, don't quote me on that. Tip number 6. Between the camera and the audio, keep the camera online when he is far away from you, and keep the audio online when he is near you. Now what I mean by that is, you have to prioritize certain systems over others depending on where he is. Now you might be like, why? Why on earth would you want to do that? Well, the reason for that is because if you prioritize the wrong system, he will get you. Now let me explain what my situation. When he's far away, you want your cameras online. And the reason for this is because all the vents that are far away from you, he can access to get directly to your room or right outside your room. So that's the most important thing. If your camera is offline, you don't know which event to shut off, and you'll just be guessing as to which event you're going to close, and you might get lucky, you might not, and you'll probably die. So keep your camera online when he's far away. Right? If both your audio and your video systems are offline, reboot your camera systems first. Reboot your video systems first. That's what you want to do when he's far away. When he's close by, you have an idea of where he is, because the suspense music will be going. You might have seen him on camera. You'll have an idea that he's nearby. So that's when you want to keep your audio systems online. And you might be like, why? Well, the reason for this is because if you keep your camera online, you might be able to find him, but you can't stop him from coming to you. Running the audio or playing Balloon Boy's voice over the PA system delays him. It delays him from coming to you. So if you reboot your audio systems first and then play Balloon Boy's voice in the place you think he might be, it will delay him long enough for you to get your camera back online so that you can finally figure out exactly where he is and then, drive him away from where your location. So this is the 6th tip. Keep the camera online when he's far away, and keep the audio online when he is near you when both of your systems are offline. Tip number 7. Pay attention to the fuzzing on the camera even if it's offline.
Hello?
You might be like, wait, what the heck, what's that? What does that mean, fuzzing? Here's an example.
Hello?
So this is what I mean by fuzzing. If he was in or just entered the room, the screen will fuzz a certain way. This will tell you whether he either just left the room or he just entered the room. So that's the 7th tip. Pay attention to the fuzzing of the camera even if it's offline. Tip number 8. Now this one took me a long time to figure out, but you actually can get really lucky with this. Keep certain vents closed when he's nearby them. Now you can only close one vent at a time, but depending on the room he's in, he can only access one vent at a time. I think there's only one room where he can access 2 vents. So you want to keep a certain vent closed depending on the room he's in. And the reason for this is because a lot of times he'll hang around that one room and then he'll enter the vent, and you might be restarting a system during that point. This is going to get you killed. Guaranteed. Because he reaches you instantly and then you die. So, what you want to do is you want to close off the vent before you reboot any systems. Close off the vent in that room. This happened to me night 5 plenty of times. This happened to me night 6 plenty of times. Right at the end, he tried to enter through one of the vents to get directly to me, and because that vent was closed, he wasn't able to do that. So, that is really, really... It's kind of luck-based, in a sense, but not really at the same time. You're kind of strategizing. So that's my 8th tip. Keep certain vent, because you can only keep one vent closed at a time. So make sure you keep that vent closed when he's nearby. So if he's in the room and there's a certain vent nearby it, close off that vent. More than likely he'll try to get through that vent. So If you want a list of them, I'll put them in the description below. Those are my tips for beating Five Nights at Freddy's 3. hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough, the tips. I just beat the 6th night. I honestly knew that it was going to burn to the ground. I am not kidding about this. I had a feeling that it would, because he kept emphasizing on the first night that the place could catch fire, and I'm like, this would be a very fantastic way to end the game. So, and it kind of did. So it is a nice way to end the game. It is. I don't know if they're going to make a 4th installment. I don't know what Scott's plan is. Maybe he might make like a spin-off to this. I don't think he's going to make another Five Nights at Freddy's game. Most likely he's just going to kind of spin off and create another game off it. That's my guess. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial, as well as walkthrough, as well as whatever else it is. And hope you guys tune in next time. If you guys liked the video, please comment, like, and, you know, if you want to subscribe, that's entirely up to you. I don't really mind whether you do or not. It's not a big deal to me. I'm just here to entertain you guys. So, again, thank you guys, and peace be upon you guys always.